This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
So there's a new trend that is emerging amongst boomers, and it's all about becoming Boommates.
Okay, Boommates. First of all, I love the sound of that.
Boommates.
Before we get into it, you have to remind me and set the table here. Boomers, what's the age again?
Well, so they're saying that this particular trend is from the age of 57 to 75 right now.
57 to 75, okay.
And it's really empty nesters. You know, your kids have sort of moved out of the house. They're off to school. They've gotten married, grandchildren, whatever it might be. And there's the potential of having a little bit of that loneliness, whether you're still with your partner or if your partner has passed, there's that part to it. And then, of course, there's the cost of living and inflation and all of that stuff.
A confluence of factors.
Yes. So this is the way to combat it is boomers are now opening up their homes that they already own and renting them out to other boomers and becoming boommates.
Okay, good. I'm glad that's what that was, because initially Boommates sounded a little offside. The explanation is a good one. So they're staying there. They're living there with other boomers.
Yes. And so, essentially you would get together with your friends, just like you would have roommates when you're younger. Now they're just your boommates.
So basically it's like a boomer frat house.
Pretty much.
You just invite all your buddies. This is university again. This is college. You have a bunch of your buddies. You move in. You're crushing beers. You're playing beer pong.
Things get lit.
Yeah. There's like a ping pong table in the front lawn.
It's pickleball. Sorry.
I'm sorry. It's evolved now.
Yeah. This is amazing. It sounds like Golden Girls.
This is exactly
oh my
what
God,
it sounds
I'm telling
like.
all my friends to move in.
It's Golden Boys as well. The boys are here to play now too.
I want Golden Girls.
I mean, like, it's a booming good time if you're boommates.
This is great.
I also think, like, how do you decide whose house you're going to move in, right? Like, you have a bunch of your friends. How do you decide is it the bigger house?
Whoever's got the nicest pad, who's got the pool.
Pooja's got the pool. We're moving into Pooja's.
Yeah. Guess what? Guess what's happening in 16 years.
Whoever has the neighbor who's not going to call the cops because you're too loud being boommates.
Want to be my boommate?
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
I had a friend tell me about this app called Yuka.
Okay.
Last week, and it has already made it to the first page of my iPhone.
No way.
Yeah. Like, you scroll, you've got several pages. This has been promoted. This is like a first liner.
Like, you moved it.
I moved it, yeah. Normally, if you download a new app, it goes to your last page. This has been promoted to the top page. Yuka, if you don't know what it is, it's this amazing app that, we all are obsessed with reading labels at the grocery store, right? And you're like, oh, what am I looking for? Calories or fat or sodium, or is it gluten-free or whatever?
And I will admit, I don't really understand what I'm doing.
I don't understand it. It's overwhelming, right? There's so many, am I looking at the ingredients? Am I looking for things I can't pronounce? This Yuka app, basically, there's like a scanner in there. You can scan any product at the grocery store or in your home, and it scores it out of 100 based on how healthy it is for you. And then it gives you a breakdown as to why it got a poor rating or a good rating.
Okay. So you do this at the grocery store?
You can do. So I've been doing it for stuff in my home that I buy on the regular. And I'm like, oh, I guess I shouldn't be buying this anymore. This thing got like a 30. Or
like what?
Well, there's there's a brand of crackers that I buy that I will no longer be buying. I'm going to get something better. There's the almond milk I used to buy, which I'm like, oh, it's almond milk. It's healthy. It had I think a 43 rating because there's a lot of additives. So I found a different almond milk that got like an 87. I introduced my mom to this. She's Yuka-ing her entire house. And my mom called me yesterday and she's like all upset. And I'm like, what's going on, Mom? And she's like, my wheat thins. And I was like, my mom's been eating wheat thins for 40 years. Every year she eats wheat thins with tea every day. It's like her pleasure. Mm-hmm. She goes, wheat thins, they're 37.
I love that you speak to each other in scores now.
I was like, Mom, listen, you eat so clean. I go, just let this be. I don't want to. I'm responsible for introducing an app that's going to stop my mom from eating wheat thins. I would feel so guilty. So I'm like, eat your wheat thins. Everything else is clean. Don't worry about it.
I feel like this is dangerous though, because this is going to ultimately change your shopping habits. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
good for you, but at the same time, I think I would become obsessed with everything in my pantry.
Yeah, like the healthy breads. We love eating like a good sourdough rye. I'm lucky to find the bread that I like got like an 87. So I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yuka. I'm obsessed. I think you might be as well. Download it.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
We are in it now. We are in summer. School's over. It's July. It's entertaining season, right? You might be hosting parties at your place. And the New York Times actually just put out a Your Guide to Partying Without Regrets guide.
Okay.
And there is a very clear divided line between people who take their shoes off at a party and people who do not. And I want to know, as someone who hosts probably more parties than anyone in this room, are you a shoes on or shoes off person for your guests? You have a beautiful home, I should say.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, I am a shoes on person. I don't ask people to take their shoes off when they get to my party because, one, I understand that it's part of the whole look, right? Like head to toe, your shoes, especially for women, shoes can make a whole outfit. So I'm not going to make you take the shoes off, one, because I respect the effort you've put into the look. That's one. Two, at the end of the day, like I have to clean up my house after the party anyway. I will just mop the floors. It's not a big deal to me that you bring the outside dirt inside. Even if you scratch up my floors with your stilettos, that doesn't bug me either because I feel like there's nothing more beautiful than a house that you like live in. Like your house shouldn't be a museum. Like scratches on the floor is a good thing. My kids have scratched up my floor. These are memories that are attached to it. I would rather have a great party where people had a good time and they wore their shoes.
Wow. So you're like, look at that chunk of wall missing. Remember when Fred body slammed someone through the wall after too much tequila? Ow, what a good time.
There's a lot of drop kicks that were unnecessary, but still.
I don't know who this free spirit is I'm staring at from across the table, but that is wild, man.
You don't believe that at all?
I don't want scratches on my floor. I just moved into a condo and it's new and I want to keep it as fairly new as I can as possible. When people come over, I am sort of standing greeting them at the door and I'm kind of hovering around them until,
no, you're not.
Until their shoes are off. And if their shoes aren't off, I'm like, would you mind just, I actually leave a couple of pairs of my shoes. Normally my shoes go in the closet, but when people are coming over, I'll leave, like when a bartender puts a couple of tips in the tip jar so people it gets the tips going. I'll leave a couple of pairs of shoes by the door, even though no one's over.
Power of suggestion.
Yeah, just they're like, oh, the shoes go here by the door. Yeah, that's right. Take your shoes off. You know how filthy it is outside? Like there's all kinds of gum, different things in the bottom of your shoes. I don't want that. You have carpets as well, like rugs in certain places.
It will come out.
I don't think it will.
Everything comes out. I've got like a lot of great stain cleaners. There's hacks on TikTok. You'll be fine.
I wish it was as easy breezy as you, producer Steph.
No, you got to take your shoes off.
Thank you. Take the shoes off.
But I don't care as much as I used to because I do have kids. When I didn't have kids, I was way more like worried about what was going to happen to my furniture, and I had more rugs. And now, because we even have the dog, I took all the rugs out until he's a little bit older. So I'm not as particular. I'll let some people leave them on, but not really. It still bothers me.
All right, you know what? This is very divisive. You tell us.
5 calls?
Decide it all.
If you're hosting a party, do you ask your guests to take their shoes off indoors?
I have a feeling I know I'm going to be outnumbered on this one.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast. 5 calls?
Decide it all.
Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Thank you for all the calls. There's a lot of people we could not get to. We apologize. Shoes on or shoes off? At a party, you have a lot to say on this.
Yeah, this is all if you are the host, okay? Obviously, you respect people's rules when you go to their home and you're going to do what they tell you to do. But if you are hosting, what do you think? Shoes on or off at a party? Jim from Scarborough, what do you think?
No, how come?
I've been at parties where the aroma's been a little rank.
Oh.
That's one reason. Two, like Pooja, I'm going to be cleaning afterwards anywhere.
Right.
Anyway, I'd rather clean outside dirt than to clean body sweat.
Right. You don't want the cheddar feet stinking up the party, so keep the shoes on.
Oh,
Jim,
no.
your vote's been counted. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Jen in Grand Valley, shoes on or shoes off at your party?
Off all the way.
Ooh.
Off. How come?
I don't care what your look looks like. You look just as good with bare feet.
You still look good with bare feet. I love it.
I'm sorry. I don't want the dirt in my house.
Jan,
See?
your vote, it's valid and it's been counted.
Jan and I can party together. Thank you, Jan.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Linda from North York, good morning. If you're hosting a party indoors, do you ask your guests to take their shoes on or off, or do they leave them on?
Oh, I tell them leave them on if they want to. Floors wash, carpets wash.
There you go. Wow. I think we can all party together.
Well, except me. I'm not invited, apparently. Linda, thanks for the call. Your vote's been counted.
Okay, thank you.
Maria from Pickering. So you're hosting a party indoors, shoes on or off?
1,000,000% off.
How come?
Decisive.
Have you ever been in a urinal and think, What am I stepping on?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, when people go to the bathroom, when people are anywhere outside, like Gurdeep was just saying, your shoes are just filled with all kinds of gunk. You can't mop that off your floor.
And if people want to keep their shoes on in my place, I'd have the little like booties, like little shower caps everyone can put on their shoes to walk around. Either that or you take them off.
That will do wonders for the outfit.
Yeah, just take it. Well, you know what? I agree with the outfit part, but you know what? Unless you're outside, take them off.
Love it. Maria, your vote's been counted. Thanks for the call.
Perfect.
Carl from Barrie, so what do you think? You're hosting a party indoors, shoes on or off?
Definitely on for a party.
Really? How come?
Yeah, just like you said, especially the ladies. The footwear makes the outfit.
Carl's like, I appreciate a good outfit as well.
Guys, don't you know, like when you're in your socks, it's better for dancing? You can like slide across the floors and you can moonwalk in your socks.
You can risky business it?
You can risky business it. Come on, you guys are missing out not partying in socks, let me tell you.
Yeah, but some of these ladies spend a lot of money on their shoes, so they should be allowed to show them off. And if they want to show them off in our place, all the better.
I'm coming over, Carl.
Your vote's been counted, Carl. Thanks for the call.
Take care. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Wow, I am shocked. I thought most people were going to say shoes off.
Me too.
Shoes on was the vote. 3-2. Shoes on?
Yes. Am I still invited over?
Where are my ethnics at? My ethnics need to be calling because I know their shoes off. Come on.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So something pretty embarrassing happened to me while I was at swim lessons with my kids. My husband and I take both Sia and Bodhi every week. He usually has Sia that he's holding, and I'm holding Bodhi. As per usual, Bodhi doesn't want to be there, and he's kind of flailing his arms and crying and that kind of thing. And I look over at my husband, and we're going around in this circle, and he's giving me this look like a scowl, like what's going on? And I'm like, I know, like Bodhi, I know he doesn't want to be here. I don't know what to do. This is just the way it is, right? He's not participating. And he keeps looking at me with that look. So eventually I get close to him and he's like, what is on your face?
Your face?
My face. I go, what are you talking about? And he's like, what is that? And I'm like, I don't know, like, get it off. So he starts to rub my face, try to smudge it off my face. We're also supposed to be paying attention to the instructor, by the way. And he can't get it off. So he's like, it's not coming off. I don't know what it is. So anyway, I continue with the class, very self-conscious now because I know
now
there's
you know something's going on in your face.
And every time somebody looks at me, I'm like, are they looking at
Are other
what's
people
on my
in
face?
this circle, like other parents checking you out? Like
now I'm noticing that people are looking at me a little bit funny.
Were other kids pointing at you and crying?
No, thankfully it didn't get to that point. Anyway, I get back to the change room. I look in the mirror. Sure enough, I have black streaks down my forehead, under my eye, on my cheek, on my chin, on my nose.
Was it eyeliner? Like, what was it?
Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, was it my makeup? But I wasn't wearing makeup because I was in a pool. Anyway, in between my hair appointments, when my gray hair is growing in, I spray this black spray to cover my grays. And I guess I got splashed and the water in my hair then made it streak down my face. Like, remember Rudy Giuliani?
I was going to say you went full Giuliani.
Yes, that's what happened to me. But because it's like dye, it doesn't come out. Like you need like soap.
You were Rudy Giuliani in the pool.
Yes.
That's a terrible visual I've given everyone. I'm
It's
sorry.
a horrible look. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, I wish somebody had just told me before I got in the pool.
I mean, Paul kind of did.
No, he didn't even notice me till the class was underway. I wish like somebody in the change room. I passed like 10 people on my way into the pool.
So in the last week, you've come in here with blood running down your face after opening the car door into your face, and you've also been in a pool going full Giuliani. You are having quite a week. I think you should stay home.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.